YouTube is a massive roller coaster ride, and today I'm going to deep dive into where these OG YouTubers are today. How many do you recognise?
Ray William Johnson and Equals 3 was everywhere at the turn of the 2010s. Ray William Johnson was one of the biggest YouTube creators on the platform. Everyone knows Ray William Johnson and his music, his sense of humour, his comedy, his creations, his interlinking with other YouTube creators. He was one of the driving forces behind the growth of YouTube and its youth demographic when it was younger. Equals 3 was the platform in which Ray William Johnson would roast random trending topics that were online. He'd have a look at what's in the news, he'd have a look at the memes that were out there, he'd react to them, he'd add his own comedy, his own sense of humour, he'd throw around babies, and he started in pretty much the corner of his best mate's room when he was, I believe, randomly homeless. Over time it came to a point where he was so popular and there was the YouTube monetization program that he was finally able to start paying bills. In 2011, he had over 6 million YouTube subscribers, and that was only surpassed by Smosh later. At one point, I believe he even topped out at 11 million subscribers. He was pumping out 2 to 3 videos a week every week. The clever style of reacting and interacting with the memes that are out there really supercharged his interaction with his audience and his virality. But this also landed him in problems with people that owned the clips in themselves, struggling with a few legal issues, but he was able to swat those off over time. Ray William Johnson got intertwined with the Maker Studio lot. People like Epic Rap Battles of History, the early years of Philip DeFranco, Shay Carl, a real powerhouse of content creation. And in 2014, after 6 years of Equals 3, Ray William Johnson decided that he was going to step down as host of Equals 3. Now, this wasn't him stepping away from his YouTube channel, this was him stepping away from hosting this variety platform, this vehicle that he had created. He tried a few extra hosts, but unfortunately his shadow was too big for people to fill. It's hard to have an ongoing main character in anything get recast. He really did try, but unfortunately it just didn't work. He stepped away at this time because he felt that the grind was really getting to him. He had other projects that he wanted to do, but he was being anchored to this one specific Equals 3 project. He wanted to create graphic novels, he wanted to act, he wanted to screenwrite and that kind of thing. And YouTube's a big time vortex for people. Equals 3 slowly retired itself and the channel remained dormant for a while. Ray William Johnson went off to create things like My Favourite Martian, but then got into legal disputes with Maker Studio, allegedly falling out to a point where when Maker Studio was sold, he was finally able to get some of his rights back, but it was a giant clusterfuck. In 2018, Ray William Johnson started a new YouTube channel interviewing celebrities. Rack Rants did quite well, but what he's known for right now is his return to almost a slimmed down version of the Equals 3 format. He now makes TikTok style videos that are also uploaded to YouTube in YouTube short format, responding and engaging with, once again, topical things that are happening. Once again, Ray William Johnson is interacting with content and his creator audience and gaining millions of views in short form content now. Despite the ups and downs of his career, Ray William Johnson remains relevant. His huge impact on the YouTube world has inspired thousands of YouTube creators, and he's easily still one of the most recognisable faces on the platform for a certain generation and demographic. His adaptability and hard work truly keeps him at the top of the platform, and it's really good to see him back. He's recently relaunched My Favourite Martian, or His Favourite Martian, and creating more music now that he has the rights to it. If you weren't aware of Ray William Johnson back in the day, hopefully you'll see him again soon. SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd, a channel that my own face appeared on in the past when it comes to their movie clubs and their community interactive videos. Part of the nerd generation, they really exploded. 2 channels that were started by Philip DeFranco as some kind of incubator program. Basically, YouTube was handing out money for new creative environments, more projects, and handed out some money to Philip DeFranco, and he started the SourceFed Nerd team. News, articles, sketches based around technology and nerd culture, video games, entertainment, that kind of thing, and even, once again, a movie club. This was a really solid community. It was based around everyone that kind of loved Philip DeFranco, and the hosts that were on there were really engaging. They quickly gained a following based on their humour, their engaging style, and just how unique the content was. Everything was fun. All around the time when, once again, this was the boost of the teen generation within the YouTube platform. The teens into the 20s, during the whole emo 2000s, 2010s, even to the point where in 2015 they had over 1 million subscribers on each channel. Even to the point where at their peak, Philip DeFranco chose to let the project go. Let them spread their own wings and sold them to a digital company. Digital networks, for that matter. Now, this is where it slowly became a problem. At their peak, they had all of their names, all of their personalities, and that's what the channel hung off of. The comedy stylings of the hosts, the interactions. They could even develop new hosts as they brought them in and gave them a specific style, whether it's anime or gaming, or whether it happens to be movie buffs or that kind of thing. I was very much entrenched in this community. I loved it. It was that community that made me want to be a YouTuber all those years ago, and I started creating my own content for the movie clubs. Unfortunately, by 2017, a lot of the original hosts had left, whether it was through creative differences, whether it was lifestyle differences, whether they wanted to go off and create their own content. But by 2017, Digital Network announced that they were shutting down the channels due to financial constraints and things like that. This truly did spark a widespread outreach of disappointment from the fan base. Digital networks even tried to rebrand it into, I think it was now nerd, now this nerd, and that really annoyed the last remaining people subscribed to the channels, because effectively they've bought a YouTube subscriber base, they've got rid of the hosts, or the hosts have now gone, and now you're trying to rebirth it from the ashes of the original channel. This was the final nail in the coffin. Former hosts went on to create new things like the Valley Folk, which has its own drama, and after the whole backlash of rebranding, the Digital Network team agreed that maybe stealing all the YouTube subscribers and rebranding it for a new channel was the wrong thing to do, so they announced on the YouTube channel that they was re-establishing the old videos, and they'll be using it as an archive, kind of like a memoriam to everything that happened to have been SourceFed Nerd and SourceFed. The channel, I believe, is still available. It doesn't publish any new content, and the Now This team went off and created a new channel, which they announced elsewhere. It just goes to show, unfortunately, you can have a really engaging idea, a really massive community, but sometimes corporate entities can kill things. Corporate entities can suck the life out of things, or things just disintegrate over time. In my opinion, SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd is one of those channels that is really going to be felt by the community now that it's gone. Jenna Marbles started her YouTube channel in 2010. She was around everywhere when I first started my YouTube journey. Initially, she posted videos about beauty and fashion, her life. This led to a lot of attention. She was all over the initial flourishes of YouTube, showing up on things like the Philip DeFranco show and other channels. Her cosplay, her abrasively beautiful attitude, her ability to be honest, her love for her people, her pets. This truly grew her an audience. She'd mentioned in the past that she had previously dabbled in the adult entertainment industry. She'd been a dancer, and this personality, her humour, her ability and willingness to be open and vulnerable and honest on camera was truly attractive. Over the years, she diversified her content, talking about pets, her family, relationships, current events, and that kind of thing. Being an OG of the platform as well, she was able to slow down her publishing schedule, so she'd publish when she felt like it, maybe once a week. She'd talk about the whirlwind that was YouTube and publicity, and she was one of those recognizable faces that would show up in random places. Now, Marbles faced some backlash in 2020 when the whole wave that swept away Shane Dawson's career came for Jenna Marbles. In some of her older videos, she had made some racially insensitive comments. Wearing blackface, in fact, even resurfacing on social media. She apologised for her behaviour straight away. There was no hoo-ha about this. There was no dancing around. She sat down, she admitted that she was wrong, she admitted that she needed a break. There was no smoke and mirrors like you see with some YouTuber apologies. Now, in the wake of this apology, she then faced even more backlash from being not proactive enough to help to kind of make up for what she'd done in the past. This was problematic behaviour in her past that she's just swept under the rug, supposedly. Now, I say supposedly because I honestly believe in this case that Jenna Marbles was just caught up in a witch hunt that was sweeping around at the time. That's my personal opinion. And she was a content creator that was just honest about the fact that, yes, I did something wrong, I'll own this and I'll leave, I apologise. And so many YouTubers don't do that. Have a look at people like Logan Paul, who apologised 50 billion times and they're still on the platform. Sam Pepper, people like that. Marbles took a hiatus in September 2020. All of this had taken such a toll on her mental health and the way that she saw herself that was it, she needed to step away. Now, she did have a podcast with her partner, which she's also since left. As of this day, she's not posted on YouTube and she has been inactive, very inactive on other social media platforms. She remains very popular and very influential. She advocates for mental health awareness and supports other important issues, but as of this point in time, she's not on YouTube. She doesn't seem to plan on returning. Jenna Marbles' YouTube career has had a controversial ending. It just goes to show that sometimes things in the past can come back to bite you in the butt. So you either need to be careful or be willing to take ownership of your mistakes when they come to light. Machinima, a website and then YouTube channel that was known throughout the early 2010s as a real powerhouse of gaming content and streaming content. This was a channel that basically existed because YouTube wouldn't allow you to monetize gaming content in the early days of YouTube, pure and simply in fear of copyright claims. So Machinima took it upon their shoulders to collect a load of YouTube creators and take the risk upon themselves as an MCN to start creating content. And they even had their own YouTube channel, Machinima, in itself, where they invited their members to post on their YouTube channel to pool their collective might into series and content creation and that kind of thing. The website was really successful and spawned the YouTube channel launch in 2006, and they started pumping out news, videos, game reviews, anything that you could possibly think of when it comes to gaming. By 2013, Machinima had exploded. 12 million subscribers, even to the point where it becomes synonymous with the art of making game content. That's what people thought gameplay was. Anything that was using gameplay footage to create stories or streaming was called machinima. It was an art of, like, a mosaic, but machinima. They expanded into merchandise and films, many other creative projects as well, and they were doing really, really well, even to the point where they attracted the attention of Warner Brothers, selling the brand in a deal worth over $100 million. Numbers that are unheard of at this point in time. I mean, granted, these days, it sounds quite small fry, but $100 million for a YouTube channel? That was crazy. Over the years, Machinima failed to maintain their viewing presence. They slipped out of relevancy and even started being bombarded with criticisms from the creators on their channels and themselves, who were tied into MCN agreements, which were allegedly really onerous. You'll be surprised how much a YouTube channel can grow. If you sign a 2-year deal and you promise that you'll give them 90% of your ownership and you get 10% of the income, and your YouTube channel grows from 1,000 subscribers to over 2 million subscribers, and you're only getting 10%, that can really hurt you and really makes them a lot of money. I believe even PewDiePie at one point was connected to Machinima. This hurt the brand of Machinima. They looked greedy. They looked like a powerful entity preying on the new platform that was YouTube, and they started making creative faux pas. Not only were people bashing the brand, but they weren't really communicating with their audience either. With MCNs being slapped down by YouTube and creators understanding that MCNs weren't as good as the people thought they were. Yes, you could join an MCN and get your YouTube channel monetized, and yes, you could join an MCN and get your gaming footage monetized, but YouTube started monetizing content outside MCNs, and this meant that you didn't have to rely on people like Machinima. So people went in their own way, and they was able to keep their own revenue, and it wasn't being split apart. MCNs were going the way of the dodo because people weren't seeing the value of a multi-channel network. Machinima hemorrhaged users and hemorrhaged their loyal fan base. In 2018, Machinima disappeared from YouTube entirely, leading to concerns about the brand entirely. All of the videos on the Machinima channel just disappeared. The channel is still there, I believe, but nothing's on it. Later, it was revealed that Machinima had been wildly downsized and absorbed into the rest of Warner Bros. Media, effectively ending its run as an independent company. Despite its eventual demise, Machinima helped her community grow initially. Everyone was able to get hold of gaming footage, everyone was able to be creative and create content. They pioneered new forms of content, they pioneered new ways of interacting with communities, but eventually it seems that their greed and the ever-changing landscape of social media was their own demise. Its legacy to create content and community still impacts the creator space today, and people will always look back fondly on their red and blue memories. But Machinima is no more.
Fred, the hyper, squeaky individual that everybody knows and saw on the early years of the internet. He characterized what YouTube was for the early creators on the platform and everything that you expect from this platform. When YouTube was heavily skit-based, including people like Smosh, you saw Fred dominate, even accelerating to 1 million subscribers at the top of the tree early on in his career. Lucas was a teenager from Nebraska and used his own unique creative vision to invest and invent Fred Figglehorn, a character that would take the internet by storm. His high-pitched voice and quirky behaviour, often with fast-paced, hyperactive videos, quickly grabbed the attention of millions on YouTube. From funny monologues to zany adventures, Fred's videos rapidly gained views, making him one of YouTube's top sensations. Fred's popularity even led to a deal with Nickelodeon, leading to a film, the first YouTuber-y film in existence. 3 movies of Fred. 3. Could you imagine sitting through 3 of those as an adult with kids today? I barely get through Paw Patrol and Hey Dougie on repeat, let alone something squeaky and some weird dude running around. Fred became the symbol of everything internet culture in the early 2000s, inspiring countless memes and references. You know, back in the day when that weird face would pop up everywhere you ever looked and haunt your dreams. The brand of Fred not only brought fame, but financial success to Lucas with a net worth of over $5 million. As you can think, early success, early money, what's this going to do to the actor that is Fred Lucas? Despite the success, not everyone was a fan of Lucas and Fred. Some viewers found Fred's voice grating, leading to divisive opinions and negative comments. As content and creators emerged on YouTube, Fred's once novel style became to wane in popularity, overshadowed by fresh and innovative approaches. Basically, in the early 2000s, memes and skits were all the rage, but as people started leaning towards understanding that this YouTube thing could also be a real professional platform, you started to see the emergence of people like Philip DeFranco, Shay Carl, Epic Rap Battles of History, Rhett and Link, and many other vloggers, bloggers, and things like that. Yes, the YouTube platform was also flooded with Family Guy clips and things, but the skits, the comedy, was no longer the only reason to go to YouTube. Lucas began to post less and less on the platform, and the once vibrant channel slowly grew silent, leaving fans to wonder what happened. Some believe Lucas left to pursue acting, whilst others think he wanted privacy. And to be honest, his departure from the YouTube platform still remains a mystery. Many fans were left feeling nostalgic, whilst others continue to search for answers about Lucas's sudden disappearance. Despite the decline, Fred's videos still find an audience today, reflecting the timeless appeal of his unique comedy. Lucas's creativity paved way for future YouTubers, showing that original characters could achieve mainstream success. His final video was uploaded in 2012, and despite still having millions of subscribers, he's inactive. His TV show was cancelled due to low ratings. He's reached the ripe old age of 29 today. 29 and a millionaire. Rafi and Benny Fine, also known as the Fine Bros, were mostly known on the YouTube platform for their Fine Bros React channel. Basically, exactly how you know it today. They would sit there with an audience and they'd react to content that was already on the platform. They'd take out memes, they'd take out bands, they'd formulate them together, and then they'd sit their audience in front and people would react to the content that they see. This may be teens looking at former rock music. This may be parents looking at current music. It may be TV shows, it may be films. Fine Bros Entertainment was founded by Benny and Rafi Fine, revolutionizing the reaction videos platform on YouTube. Their React series capturing authentic responses to people of all ages. Starting the channel in 2007, they was one of the original wave of YouTubers, and they quickly gained popularity through their unique content. These are one of the first reactionary-based channels rather than the skits that were already dominating YouTube in the early 2000s. Their signature series of Kids React premiered in 2010 and expanded to include various age groups, including trending topics such as music, technology and more. Videos like Kids React to Walkmans went viral, turning the React series into a cultural phenomenon and leading to rapid growth. Beyond the React series, they also developed series like Try Not to Laugh. These are the kind of things that already exist on the platform, continue to exist today. Do they know it? There's another type, solidifying a place in entertainment on the platform. The Fine Bros structured approach to reaction videos set a standard of the genre, inspiring many YouTubers to create similar content. Guest appearances from celebrities and collaborations with other creators expanded the reach of the show. However, this is where the Fine Bros kind of overstepped their bounds. They thought that because they innovated the idea that they could possibly copyright the idea and claim it as their own, as if people's reaction to content was solely theirs. In 2016, the Fine Bros faced significant backlash with their React World program, an attempt to license their format to other creators. Accusations of attempting trademark reactions led to public apology and a retraction of the program. Basically, what they was trying to do is, here you go, you can use our format, you can use our React trademark, you give us a slice like an MCN, and what? It was a huge overstep in which the entire YouTube community went, whoa, calm your roll. And this really hurt the Fine Bros reputation and started a huge decline for them and their brands. Fine Bros continued to adapt and evolved in the YouTube landscape, navigating algorithm changes, monetization challenges, and shifts in viewer behavior. The problem is that over time, once everyone had seen this reaction content, it started to get stale, and slowly they dropped off. Their channel continues to create content, but nowhere near as many videos and nowhere near as many views as previously received. The YouTube channel has over 20 million subscribers and get around about 100,000 views per video, which I would love 100,000 views per video. It still does quite well, but nowhere near the millions that they used to get. And the question is that high enough for them to sustain the content that they happen to have? Is the content still profitable? Their unique take on reaction videos, commitment to creativity, and ability to connect with viewers made the Fine Bros a significant force in digital entertainment, setting trends and forging connections across the virtual world. But just because you're first to the platform doesn't mean you own the rights to it. Michael Buckley. What the Buck? He was one of the shooting stars of the early YouTube platform. Known for his comedic approach and his news commentary, he was one of the first YouTubers that broke out on the scene and got up to 300,000 subscribers on the platform. He was pretty much a spearhead of popular culture in the earlier days of the YouTube platform. He intermingled with all of the earlier YouTubers, even doing kind of collaborations with people like Philip DeFranco and the Vlogbrothers, sassy gossip, Glee fan, just all of the geekiness that you expect. One of the real first gay forerunners on the platform as well. What the Buck was a show where he basically lampooned the media at the time, telling you his version of what's happening in the media. All the gossip, all the celebrity stuff, that kind of thing. After 8 years of being on the platform in 2014, Michael decided that he was going to take a break. The schedule of making daily videos was just tiring, and I honestly understand that. Grinding out daily content was how I started on the YouTube platform, and since then I've started this YouTube channel. He wanted to focus on his own personal projects, have a look at some personal endeavours, have a look at his personal life in general. And obviously, if you're part of the first wave of YouTube fame, then there was a lot of doors opening that you kind of had to explore for a while, and still understand that you're trying to remain on the YouTube treadmill, which back then the algorithm was brutal. I mean, it still is. But back then it was publishing and views and that was it. Since ending What the Buck, Michael's gone off to make podcasts, writing books, and even performing in live shows. He's continued to engage on his social media and just generally engage with his community, which is quite loyal and sticks alongside him. Occasionally he pops up on YouTube and other platforms, but he's pretty much retired from the social media scene these days. While What the Buck was quite pivotal to his career and to YouTube, he's now transitioned to other kind of media things. He's well respected, very much beloved by early YouTube adopters, and didn't disappear with any real stain on him. And I'll be honest, that's quite rare. For most of the people that I talk about on these Where Are They Now videos, I was very entertained by Michael Buckley when I was younger. Epic Mealtime, one of those YouTube channels that was synonymous with the platform in the early 2000s. A Canadian YouTube cooking show known for creating extremely high-calorie meals, often including large amounts of bacon and alcohol.
Bacon, 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 bacon.
They burst onto the scene with their wildly extravagant meals, pushing calorie boundaries and cholesterol levels. Basically, it was food porn. Anytime you'd watch it and there'd be the world's biggest burger made of bacon, the world's biggest lasagna. It was something that I honestly remember from when I was in my own educational journey in sixth form, back in the early days of the internet, back in the early days of YouTube.
Bacon strips, bacon strips, bacon strips.
Founded by Harley Maudstein and friends in 2010, the show quickly gained fame for larger-than-life recipes, often involving fast food, bacon, and copious amounts of alcohol. Videos like Fast Food Pizza, Bacon Epic went viral, earning millions of views and attracting a loyal fan base. It's kind of crash TV. You're looking at it going, that's disgusting, I wonder what it tastes like, oh, that looks great. It was a unique twist of humour, shock value, calorie excess, and helped it stand out in the crowded field of online cooking show. Do you want to learn how to cook a steak, or do you want to learn how to cook a 400 steak burger? Do you want to learn how to roast a chicken, or do you want to see how many slices of bacon you could cram in a chicken and then eat it as a giant sandwich? It's one of those things. Guest appearances from people like Tony Hawk, Arnold Schwarzenegger added to the appeal of the show, and it really was a masculine-fueled food binge.
More bacon, candied bacon. Bacon's on sale, so we get it all.
It was part of that whole kind of crash TV epic that you would expect. The generation that grew up on kind of Attitude Era wrestling, Jackass TV and things like that, but now in food form. Epic Mealtime's audacious recipes inspired countless imitators and contributed to the food porn trend online. The success led to merchandise, a cookbook, and even a television show spin-off, Epic Meal Empire. The problem with this happens to be is that after a while, it's all the same. How many slices of bacon can you put in one thing? How many massive meals can you watch until they've done it 50 billion times?
Equip the bacon strips, and bacon strips, and bacon strips. You can't fuck with the joke.
Epic Mealtime was Mr. Beast for food before Mr. Beast existed. The difference is that Mr. Beast is very good at doing something until it's just about to fall off and then evolving into something new. I'm gonna go Mr. Beast, I survived for X amount of days in, I did this for X amount of hours, and then he went on to the world's biggest blah, then he did huge spectacles like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Squid Games, 100 to 1. Mr. Beast evolves with the epicness, whilst Epic Mealtime was consistent in exactly what they was going to be doing. Huge meal challenges. Epic Mealtime exemplifies the limitless creativity of online creators, turning simple cooking into cultural phenomena. The problem with this is it became stale, and the viewing figures kept creeping lower and lower. In 2013, 2 members of the Epic Mealtime show left the crew, stating conflicts with Maudstein and his brother, saying, essentially, I felt like we weren't being treated fairly, considering the value that I brought to the show. For over a year now, it's been kind of like a vlogging platform. They're posting podcasts weekly, but they're no longer hitting the view highs that they used to. Gone are the multi-million view videos, and now they're pulling around about 20, 30, 40,000 views per video and around about 5,000 views per podcast. It just goes to show that if you catch lightning in a bottle, you can make a lot of money very quickly on these social media platforms. But if you don't have a long-term plan, it can get very stale very quickly.
More bacon strips.
Before the internet turned into an entire world of memes, there was Boxy.
Okay, hi. so my name is Boxy, and it's been a while since I made a new video, so I decided that because of recent events that I could make a new video.
Squeaky, hyperactive, YouTube viral trend that took the internet by storm. This was the first proof that YouTube could be used as a marketing ploy to push something viral out there and then maybe hit mainstream appeal. Many people have followed this line in future, but Boxy was the first.
So let's just start off by getting a couple things straight. I don't do drugs. No, I know that you all think that I do drugs, but I don't actually, and I actually don't have ADD either, which is funny to me.
Catherine Wayne became an internet sensation through her character Boxy, who became a polarizing figure on platforms like YouTube and 4chan. Her original rise to fame came from when she uploaded under the alias of BoxxyBabee on YouTube, initially to communicate with her friends of Gaia Online. Her videos made it to 4chan, a popular internet forum where it became subject of debate and fascination. This is where people weren't quite sure if this was a character or truly some kind of almost ADHD riddled kid that just was so excited about the hobby that she was exploring in.
And then like you peoples were all like, you was trolling, and I was like, I am not trolling, I am Boxy, you see?
Surely nobody could be that simple, that cute, that innocent, that weird all at the same time. Boxy was notable for a phonetic speech, heavy eyeliner, standing out as a unique character in the early days of the YouTube internet. You've got to remember that we may be desensitized nowadays to people like Miranda Sings, Fred, Smosh, and even to the furthest extreme, the character that Andrew Tate plays. But in the early days of the internet, we hadn't experienced this persona shift just yet. Her presence on the internet became so divisive that it led to frame wars, and even a DDoS attack on 4chan. Basically, this is where they flood a load of traffic at a website or a user's modem, and therefore it puts the website or that user offline. What was so noticeable about Boxy? Well, the sporadic nature of uploading videos, the communication with her friends for Gaia Online, the sweet persona where she was so sweet and innocent that it was almost weird, the emo aesthetic that had yet to sweep the world by storm at this point. It was the perfect storm.
I'm gonna be Hatsune Miku this Halloween because I think she's pretty and I like her hair and her outfit and she's a great singer and all those other kinds of things, and I love you all, bye!
In 2010, Wayne started selling Boxy-related items on eBay, showing an initial move to monetize her content and internet fame. After all, if you're getting tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views in early YouTube views, then surely you've got to think laterally, see if there's something that you can make further out of this. She diversified her content across YouTube accounts, including A New Hopey, Bodacious Boxy, each presenting different facets of her personality or debunking myths about Boxy. Back in the day, it wasn't all centralized in one place. It wasn't even monetized directly via YouTube, so having multiple personalities across multiple channels could be a good way to diversify your brand. Between 2013 and 2014, Wayne hosted the Animalist streaming series for Discovery Digital Networks, having already established herself as some kind of internet personality or shown people within the real world media, I use with inverted commas, that she can command an audience or at least narrate one. Wayne also provided the voice for character Marsha on Disney's XD show Billy Dilly Super Duper Subterranean Summer in 2017. She also contributed conceptualized, generated voiceover work for an indie role-playing game Boxy Quest: The Gathering Storm in 2018, which satirizes internet culture. See, the conspiracy, the weirdness, the insane ride that was behind Boxy opened the doors to people's understanding of what YouTube could be. Characters on the YouTube platform only continued to flow more and more since then.
Trolls. This is my only account, and it's BoxxyBabee with 2 E's, and other people like Boxy, aka Moldy Bread, she's a failure. Troll.
But with the rise came some controversies for Boxy. Boxy has faced significant backlash, including hacking incidents, debates about her identity and authenticity. People were trying to figure out, is this Boxy person truly this type of person? Is this an actress in a media stunt? Is this someone pushing an agenda too far? With such a strong character as Boxy, Catherine Wayne even faced challenges in expanding her content beyond that persona. It's one of those kind of typecast things. I know that I'm quite bad with this. If I ever see James Masters again, he's always going to be Spike, because Buffy the Vampire Slayer and he was dominated by that role. Alison Hannigan is Willow. I will never expect the character of Harry Potter to be played by anybody different. As a computer game nerd, I played Destiny for close to 10 years, so Nathan Fillion will always be Cade Six.
Hurry, come on. I don't know how long this portal's gonna stick.
Cade? What have you...
Stop. Look. Long story, and it may look like I don't know what I'm doing, but I do. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. Killing the power source at the origin point should break the loop and get me out of the portal system. Have you got that? Say you've got it. Say something!
Fine, I'll say it. We got it, Cade. Now, how did you...
Oh my cotton socks! Did you not hear what I just said?
I'm guessing this is why they don't like him leaving the tower.
In this case, Boxy was typecast as Boxy. Now, the advantage here happens to be is that it's been so far removed that now her as an actress could look different, act different, and maybe she has a chance there. But in the early years, it was very hard to distance herself from her brand. Given the sudden and intense nature of the internet fame that she did receive, managing expectations and public opinion became a challenge. She was seen as Boxy. So why isn't she acting like Boxy? Why isn't she speaking loud and squeaky and fast and energetic? And if she's on lines and lines of white powder? The strong reactions to a character led to some invasive actions like hacking and outing her identity. And the last thing you want is your privacy invaded. I'm very lucky. I have a family at home. I have 2 kids that I love dearly, my partner, and I have my life in my own bubble. Imagine if all of a sudden, because you uploaded a video to YouTube, everyone now wants to know exactly who you are, how old you are, where you live, the name of your children, the exact house. Isn't that a bit invasive, a bit scary? The sudden, intense audience grab that she received in the early years of YouTube, and then the following years as this myth built around her Boxy character, truly could have squashed her and her career going forward. It would certainly scare many other people.
My name is Boxy, this is my only account. It's BoxxyBabee with 2 E's. By the way, I'm not the guy that anymore. I moved on to bigger and better things. This one kid, he remixed a lot of my videos. This one kid, he remixed a lot of my videos. This one kid, he remixed a lot of my videos. My name is Boxy, I am not trolling. I am Boxy,